Millions of people out there are out of work, on the edge, can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and Donald Trump has given up. Over the weekend, his White House Chief of Staff said, and I quote, "We're not going to control this pandemic." In the debate last week with Donald Trump, he said, "We're rounding the corner. It's going away. We're learning how to live with it." No, he expects us to learn how to die with it. That's what I told him. He's doing nothing. We're learning to die with it. Donald Trump has waved the white flag, abandoned our families, and surrendered to the virus. But the American people don't give up. We don't give in. And we surely don't cower, and nor will I under any circumstances. President Trump's super spreader events, that he's spreading more virus around the country, and here in Florida today, he's spreading division and addition, division and discord. We need a president who's going to bring us together, not pull us apart. I'll put in place a plan to deal with this pandemic responsibly. I've already done it, and bring this country together around testing, tracing, and masking. It's estimated by the leading doctors in America, including Trump's own director of the CDC and Dr. Fauci. They called for a mask mandate last week. If we just wore masks over the next few months, we could save 100,000 projected deaths, 100,000 lives. We're expected to lose another 200,000 people between now and the end of this year if we do nothing. This is not a political statement. It's a patriotic duty, for God's sake. But still, Trump refuses to listen to the science. And we shouldn't be politicizing the race for a vaccine either. We should be planning its safe and equitable and free distribution, providing the funding for PPE, the mask, and everything we need to protect ourselves, setting the national standard for schools and businesses to reopen, bringing together Republicans and Democrats to deliver the economic relief that's already been passed in the House of Representatives, for working families, the unemployed, for schools, for businesses, allowing you to stay in your home, but you don't have the money for rent, allowing you to stay in your home. 20 million people are on the cliff of losing their home for next month's mortgage payment. I've said it before. I'm not going to shut down the economy. I'm not going to shut down the country, but I'm going to shut down the virus. Look, when Barack and I left office, we left Donald Trump a strong economy, stronger than the one he handled. And just like everything else he inherited, he blew it. Now he's squandering that economy like he squandered everything else. But we can build back, and we can build back better with an economy that begins to reward work, not wealth. We can do it without raising taxes on a single person making less than $400,000 a year. I promise you that, my word. But if you make $400,000 and above, you're going to start paying your fair share. Ladies and gentlemen, all we're going to ask is the wealthiest among us and the major corporations just begin to pay their fair share. 91 of the Fortune 500 companies pay zero in taxes after making billions of dollars. They have to pay a minimum tax. Let's look. Why should a firefighter, an educator, why should a nurse pay a higher tax rate than the super wealthy? Why should you pay more taxes than Donald Trump pays? And that's a fact, $750. Remember what he said when that was raised a while ago? How can you only pay a little? He said, because I'm smart. I know how to game the system. He games the system at your expense. Games the system at the expense of hard-working American people. We're going to deliver tax relief for working families in the middle class. We're going to help people buy their first home, pay for their health care premiums, and for child care. We're going to care for the aging and loved ones. We're going to make sure you can wipe out your college debt as well. We give more help to racehorses than we do college students. Look, Trump got this Supreme Court justice passed. And he did it for one reason, to try to destroy the Affordable Care Act again. Since he got in office, he'd been trying to, and the Republicans have been trying to multiple times, try to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. But if they get their way, this time, 100 million Americans will lose their protection for pre-existing conditions. If you have asthma, diabetes, any pre-existing condition, they can charge you so much you can't afford anything, including 8.4 million Floridians who have pre-existing conditions are now covered. Complications of COVID, heart scarring, lung scarring, heart disease, they're going to become pre-existing conditions, allowing insurers to jack up your premiums, deny your coverage. And most people don't remember it, particularly the young people. Women will once again be able to be charged more for health care just because they're a woman. Donald Trump thinks health care is a privilege. I think it's a right of every American. If you all get out and vote, we'll not only restore Obamacare, we're going to strengthen it and build on it. The Biden plan is going to make sure if you have private insurance, you want to keep it, you can keep it. But if you also have an option under my plan to have a Medicare-like option, a public option. We're going to increase subsidies for lower premiums and deductibles, out-of-pocket spending. We're going to reduce, and we are going to reduce prescription drug prices, the experts acknowledge, by 60%. Folks, we're going to make sure we keep preconditions and protections for people with those conditions. We're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. Meanwhile, the Social Security actuary says the plan that Trump says he wants to institute if he's reelected would bankrupt security by the year 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, people paid into that for their entire careers. Go home and tell that to your parents and grandparents. It will not happen on Biden's watch. Folks, we need to vote for the legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She is proof that courage, conviction, and moral clarity can change the world without being vicious and mean. She and Justice Scalia disagreed on everything, but they were friends. They disagreed. We got to get back to that. Politics has become so ugly and mean and disruptive. But we can be the voices for justice in her name. We have to make our voices heard. You have to vote. You have to vote because while Donald Trump fails to condemn white supremacy, we can deliver on racial justice.